Hello guys, welcome back to my channel today. Thank you so much for stopping by. In this video we'll be cutting and sewing this tie front halter neck backless top and the pants with an elastic waistband. We'll be cutting out the top first. The first thing I'll do is to take my points. The distance from my shoulder to my bust point is 10 inches. The distance from my shoulder to my waist point is 16 inches. The distance from my shoulder to the length of my top is 28 inches. So my actual top length is 25 inches, which is my hip point, but I added extra 3 inches to it for hemming allowance or in case I run short of fabric. So after doing that, I went ahead to rule straight lines across all these points. So I have the bust line, the waistline, and the blouse length. The next thing I'll do is to take half of my shoulder measurement, which is 7 inches. On that 7 inches point, I'm going to go down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. I will indicate the 1 inch and I'll slant into the neckline area. I'll place my tape on the shoulder slope and I'll go down by 7 inches, which is half of my round armhole circumference. For the neck width, I'll be taking 2 inches for now, but this is not the actual neck depth. On the line where I came down by 7 inches, I'm going to rule a straight line across. So this is going to be my chest line. On that chest line, I placed the same 7 inches that I have on the neckline there, and I connected into a straight line. I'll mark the middle point of this straight line, which is 3.5 inches. On that 3.5 inches point, I'll go in by half an inch. I'll indicate that. On the chest line, I placed my bust circumference divided by 4. I indicated that. Now I connected from the shoulder slope to meet the half an inch and from there to meet the point that I have on the chest line. Next thing I'll do now is to start placing my measurements. I already have my bust circumference divided by 4 on the chest line. So on the waistline, I'll place my waist circumference divided by 4. And on the blouse length, I'll place my hip circumference divided by 4. After doing that, I'll connect like this. So this sharp edge on the waist area, I don't want it. So I'm going to use my ruler to blend it a little. Now you are going to figure out how deep you want the neckline of your blouse to be. You can stop at the chest line. You can do whatever you want. The neck width, I made it 3 inches. Now you can connect in a slant like this to meet where you want the depth of the neckline to be. Or you can go down. You can take it all the way to the bust line, however you want it. So after slanting to the neck width, I'll place my ruler like this and I'll connect from the armhole area to meet this point on the shoulder area. So after doing that, determine how open you want the front of your blouse to be. For me, I don't want the chest area, the bust area to be really open. So I'm going to just open the down. On the down part, I came down by 2 inches and I slanted back into the neck depth. Now you can take the 2 inches all the way up. It depends on what you want. It depends on the style you are sewing. It depends on how open you want it to be. Just know that if you open it too much, you have to wear something underneath the blouse before you are able to wear it. On the side of the base, I went up by 1 inch and I slanted it back like this. So if you want the front area more open, you can do that now. If you want it to remain like this, you can leave it. So now I'm going to cut this out. We'll be using the front to cut out the back. So pay close attention so you know where to cut. After cutting out the front, this is what I have. I've not slashed through the middle because I need it. After cutting the back, I'll slash through the middle. I'm going to place this on another pattern paper and I'm going to fold in the upper part, the chest area. Okay, I'm going to fold it inward. We don't need it for the back. The back is really open, as you have already seen. So I'll place it like this and I'll start marking the point. If you don't want to go through this process, you can redraft it. Okay, I don't just want this video to be too long, so I'm marking the chest line, the bust line, the waistline, and the blouse length. So after indicating all these points, I'm going to take out my pattern paper and I'll rule straight lines across all these points. After doing that, I placed the pattern paper back on it and then I'm going to go ahead and cut. So cut out the side exactly as it is, and on the center, make sure you straighten the line there. Then you can go ahead and cut it out. After cutting, this is what we have for the back. So as you can see in the video that I showed earlier, the back is opened, so figure out how open you want it to be. But whatever you do, make sure the side of the front and the back aligns. Okay, I just placed my ruler and I connected upward. So just figure out how deep you want it to be and just connect it to the side. Okay, so now I'm going to go down by 2 inches from that point because I want it deeper. The video that I showed earlier was really deep, so go ahead and do that. I'm going to cut this part out, and for the back also it is open, so figure out how open you want it to be. I'm going to make it the same way I did for the front. So I went in by 2 inches from the base. I'm just going to connect it in a slant. You can connect it all the way to the other side because that is how they did for the video I showed earlier. So just do whatever you want to do at this point. Okay, so I don't want mine to be too open, that is why I'm not cutting it too much. So this is what I want for the back of my blouse. This is how it's going to look like. In the sewing tutorial, if I decide to open it more, you guys are going to see. So this is what we have for both the front and the back. You can see that the back is not that open. What I'll do now is to label my pattern paper, the front and the back, and then I'm going to cut out the opening at the front. Remember, I didn't cut it out earlier, so I'll just open it up like this. After doing that, we are going to cut out the pants. So for the pants, it does not have a dart. It's a pant with an elastic waistband, so it's really simple. All you do is to figure out the width of the elastic band you'll be using. My elastic band is going to be about 1.5 inches or 2 inches, so I'm going to take out 2 inches if I start taking my point. Distance from my waist to my hip is 8 inches. My crotch point is 14 inches, but since this is a free pants, I'll add 1 more inch to it. So how I get my crotch point is the video that I'm showing on the screen. I just place my tape through my legs to the back, and whatever I get, I divide it into 2. That is how I get my crotch point. There are other ways to get your crotch point, but this is what works for me. Then I'll take the length of my pants. It's going to be 20 inches. After doing that, I'll rule straight lines across all these points. Then I'll label my lines: waistline, hip line, crotch line, and trouser or pants length, sorry. On the waistline, I'm going to take my hip circumference divided by 4. I'll take the same measurement on the hip line, and I'll take the same measurement on the crotch line. So you can do your hip circumference divided by 4 plus 1 inch. You can do that now, or you can add the 1 inch when you are cutting on your fabric. So I went ahead to connect the line into a straight line. The next thing I did was to place my tape on the crotch line, and what I have there, I divided it by 4 to get my crotch extension. I had about 2¼ inch. I went ahead to approximate it, so I made it 3 inches. Now I'm going to mark the 3 inches, and I'll use my French curve to connect like this to get my crotch extension. So this is my crotch extension line. On the base of the pants, I went ahead to place my round lap circumference divided by 2, and I added 1 inch to that. So I'm going to connect from the crotch extension line to meet the base of the pants. And yeah, since this trouser does not have a dart and the waist is not fitted, we don't have to adjust the waist area. It's going to be like this. So what I did was to go ahead and cut. Now I'll place this pattern paper on another pattern paper to cut out the back. When you are placing it on another pattern paper, on another fabric, make sure you have extra fabric on the crotch area and on the waist area. You'll be needing that. So on the crotch area, I went ahead to extend from the front crotch now to the back crotch so that everything is sitting together. Remember, we're using the second line. Okay, so what I'll do now is to go up by 1.5 inches on the back waist. We'll be increasing the back waist by 1.5 inches. Okay, after doing that, you figure out how you want to increase the back area. I'm also going to do that by 1.5 inches. If you have a big bum, you can do 2 inches or 2.5 inches. Okay, so after doing that, I'll extend it upward like this, and then I'll slant from that extension to meet the front waistline. If you don't understand what I'm saying, just follow what I am doing. I started to meet the front waistline on the other end. After doing that, I'll use my French curve now to connect to the crotch extension line. So for the back crotch extension line, you can do the same thing that you did for the front. I normally use the same thing that I use for the front, which is 3 inches, but I don't have 3 inches on this pattern paper, so I will extend the remaining half an inch on the fabric. Okay, so for the base, I'll also extend it by 1.5 inches, and I'll connect from the crotch extension, as you can see, all the way down. I hope I'm not confusing you guys. After doing that, I'm going to blend the front and the back using my curved ruler like this, so we don't have to shape the waistline since it's not a fitted pants. So I'll now go ahead and cut. After cutting, this is what I have, the front and the back. So in my next tutorial, we are going to cut on our fabric, and then we are going to sew. So thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video, leave your questions in the comment section. I will see you in the next one.